Well, here we are. It's the 2019 Arkansas bear season, and I'm hunting with my good buddy Kyle Lassiter down here in Northwest Arkansas. Now, this is going to be my first year hunting as an Arkansas resident, and it's going to be my first year hunting bears, so I'm pretty excited. I don't really know anything about hunting bears. I'm a deer hunter and a turkey hunter, but I'm excited to get in there and see what these bears are all about. So we started off the season just like you would for deer, the preparation, the hanging of the stands, hanging cameras, and me and Kyle were actually out on one of our properties that we had permission on to hunt. We had driven right up to the spot. It was a place that we were running bait, and we were there to check the camera and hang a stand. And we hadn't been there a couple minutes, literally parked the side-by-side no more than 10 feet away from the bait pile. And as we're sitting there hanging our stand, we hear some noise, and we look up, and then here comes a big old black bear right into the bait pile, literally 30 feet from us. It was a really cool experience. That's the first time I'd ever had an encounter with a bear in person. We were practically on the ground, no more than 30 feet from a bear. Bear had no clue we were there, but we could sit there and watched him for easily 20-25 minutes as he just worked his way through the bait, even laid down a little bit and took his sweet time. But it was pretty neat, and it got me really excited for the season. So fast forward to the first day of season, and we get in our stands early. We all split up, me, Kyle, and Gary. We all go our separate ways, and we're in there before the sun comes up. And in our minds, the pictures that we've been getting of the bears, they've been coming in all day, morning, middle of the day, and evening. So we had all prepared for an all-day sit. So as the sun come up, didn't get very late into the morning, my first bear come off down the hill just up from me, and he worked his way down the hill and got probably within about 50 yards of the bait pile. And I could tell he winded me. He just threw his nose up, and unlike a deer, he didn't waste any time. He completely skirted me, walked around. I never had a shot, but I was pretty excited. That was my second encounter with the bear, so I had a lot of hope for the rest of the day. A little bit later in the day, I had another bear basically come down the same way, down the hill, and the same thing happened. I know he winded me, and he skirted me as well. So the day drags on a little bit longer. I'm a little worried because the wind must be swirling and blowing up the hill, and where I was hunting, there's not really a lot you can do about it. So I figured we're just gonna hang out and sit this thing out till dark, and maybe one will come in that doesn't smell me.
It's 3 o'clock, and just had a pretty good rain shower pass through, enough to where I had to cover everything up, and cameras and myself, and wasn't really prepared for it today, so kind of makeshift with my jacket, throw it over everything and myself. But it looks like it's stopped now, and hopefully gonna just settle down for the evening. Overcast, it feels pretty good. As long as that sun don't come out now and heat things up, I think it'll be all right. But had another encounter with a bear at around 11:45. I didn't get it on camera. It kind of happened so fast, but same thing. Bear come down the hill. By the time I seen him, he was already kind of towards the bottom of the hill, and he just stood there for a second, turned, and then just walked right back up the hill, kind of diagonal. I don't know. I don't think he smelt me. Who knows? But that's 2 bears that have skirted me today, and I don't think they're smelling me. I know the first one didn't. The second one, the wind's been kind of swirling down here on this old logging road because I'm at the bottom of a hill. And for the most part, I've had the wind in my face or kind of blowing diagonal across, but there was a little while there where I could feel it hitting me more on the side of the face and the back of the head, and it's possible he could have smelled me, but I don't know. He didn't act like he was spooky or anything, but something's up because that's 2 bears that didn't come into the bait, so hopefully we've got all that out of the way. And the next one that comes in is going to come in and give me a shot. It's just after 3 o'clock, so we're getting really close to prime time. I mean, it could happen right now. We've got pictures here, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, but that 5 to 6:30 time slot has been really good here, so gonna try to stay awake and focused. As soon as you start to slip, you let your mind kind of drift and fade. Next thing you know, you look up and there they are, and you're scrambling. So I'm gonna try to not let that happen.
So as the day lingers on, things get to be pretty quiet, and I'm wondering if I hadn't blown 2 opportunities because of the wind. But we start to get earlier into the evening. I hear some rustling behind me, and coming up through the woods behind me is another bear. The bear circles around back behind me and makes a wide swing out and makes his way up the hill towards my barrel of bait. I'm thinking, is he gonna smell me too once he gets there? I've already wasted 2 opportunities. But the bear comes in, he's acting nervous. I don't want to rush a shot. So the bear comes up, puts his head in the barrel, grabs a bite, but then immediately turns and runs about 15-20 feet up the hill. Now I'm thinking this is the 3rd time today that I've had a chance with no shot. So I just sat there, the bear stopped. He hung out for a minute, kind of looking around. You could tell he knew something probably wasn't 100% right, but he ended up coming back down the hill to the barrel and sticking his head in the barrel. And when he did that, it was all over. My first bear. I thought he busted me. He was over here like not even 20 yards from me when I first seen him. And then I'm scrambling to turn the cameras on. And then I thought he smelled me because the wind's been swirling in here all day. And then those other 2 bears today skirted me almost like they didn't know what was going on. So I thought, I'm never gonna get a shot. He ran up. He's just probably halfway up this hill. He probably didn't go 60 yards, maybe 50. And I think he laid down up there. I'm pretty sure I lunged him. Man, I thought he had busted me in his gone. As he started, he went back like he was gonna go back up the hill like the second bear did. Like he didn't know what was going on. I thought he was just gonna walk up the hill and it was over. But he just circled and he came back down to the bait. Got the camera and everything on him. Wanted to get footage. And he had his head in there. And then he pulled his head out and started back up the hill and I thought, oh no. But same thing, he goes up like 10-15 feet, he stops, he mills around, he turns around, he comes back down to the barrel. Yeah. Man, those are just different creatures, man. Nothing like a deer. Nothing like a deer. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I blew it. My first bear, Northwest Arkansas. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I didn't know if I was going to get a 3rd shot today after those first 2. Man. Thank you, Lord. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm going to give him a little bit and see if I can't walk up that hill a little bit and see if I can spot him. So now I just got to wait and be patient. I put what I thought was a really good shot on the bear. He spun and ran straight up the hill. I could hear him run up a little ways and then stop. So I was really confident that I made the right shot. So I gave it about 45 minutes, got on the phone, got a hold of Kyle and Gary to have them come over and meet me, help me drag this thing out. And I get down, start searching for him. My arrow's right there. I had a clean pass through and I followed the blood trail about 90 yards up the hill, found the bear laying there.
There he is. definitely not a giant, but it's my first bear, and I was only stipulations I had was obviously no cubs and no sows with cubs. So that was the plan. There's a much bigger bear coming into this spot, but having had the two skirt me today earlier this morning, and thinking, man, that may have been it for today. For him to come back made me realize I better take that shot. So anyways, I'm glad I did. Had left a pretty good blood trail up the mountain here. But Gary and Kyle are still hunting. They're my ride. They're gonna come pick me up. I gotta get this guy started back down the hill. There's an old logging road. They can drive up in to pick me up. We can load them up, get back to camp, and get them cleaned up, get some better videos and pictures, and post hunt interview, and give you some more details on kind of how everything went down. So very excited. First bear, Northwest Arkansas. It's a different creature, man. It's a different creature. It's a blast. Well, we got the bear back to camp here. Got him drugged down the hill, and Kyle and Gary come met me and picked him up and hauled him home. It's first bear for me, and I'm dang sure happy with him. It was the third bear that I had come in today. I had two this morning that come in early and just wouldn't commit to the bait pile. I don't know if they smelled me or what the deal was, but the wind was swirling. So he came in and about 20 yards and gave me a shot, so happy to have him.